Are we on? What's up, everybody? I don't even know if anybody's watching. For some reason, I had to do this in Chrome instead of Safari that I normally use, and for some reason things look a little bit different. So, uh, I think maybe 21 people are watching. I think if you're watching, say hello in the chat room if you don't mind. Just kind of curious who's around. Um, and obviously, you guys can watch this later. Just thought this would be the best way to address a couple of questions. um, and if you guys have any questions, uh, feel free to ask. That's right, Darren. No, the door's wide open. um, hey, Terry, how are you? Terry and Terry, Beth, Matt. Um, so that's funny. It's camera's really close today. Sorry. Um, I think the very first thing that I want to address is that this is not Shining Soul going out of business in any way, shape, or form. I started this thing as an online business uh, over 10 years ago. I started it 12 years ago. And 12 years ago, brick and mortar and retail was hurting tremendously to the effect of the online sales. And that was really when Amazon and stuff like that was really starting to kick in. And uh, it was insane to even think that we already had a functioning and profitable online business and to try to take it to a brick and mortar store. But me and Sarah and Darren were eager and excited, and it was really great for a long time. It was great. Um, you know, there's COVID, an onslaught of things come to get in your way of doing business. No one expected COVID. And when I was talking to someone today, um, we're still seeing the after effects of it. Things we didn't know were going to happen. Things we thought were fine, but that turned out not to be fine. So business is hard, but it's not impossible. And I'm not shutting these doors because of that. And that's one thing I want to make uh, super clear to everyone. Uh, this is there are there's a lot of financial struggle, and there is an enormous amount of debt on Shining Soul, the company that me and Darren acquired during COVID. Um, and it's going to take years to get out of that problem. The supply chain issue following COVID sent us to the brink of destruction, and we kept going. Um, I'm trying to tell the story chronologically to make it make sense. The bottom line is this: when I agreed to with Darren and Sarah to start the retail part of this, it was a point in time where the Bret Michaels band was uh, it appeared that it was slowing down enormously. It appeared that we weren't going to play nearly as much, and that maybe Bret was looking at uh, all the other things in his life that he wanted to do. Um, and then it just re exploded. Bret has an incredible way of reinventing himself over and over again. And here we are now, uh, 10 years later, busier, more popular, and playing more than we've ever been playing. So the bottom line with that is I know from the outside in, a lot of times it looks like it that world, especially with someone like Brett, it looks like you're having, and no one really thinks about the work aspect of what it takes to stay this. It's just like anything else. It's like being an athlete or a store. You have to maintain everything to stay on top. Uh, and so my point to that is, now that we're playing so much again as a Brett Michaels band, uh, this is not woe is me. It's not this is the life I live. But literally and honestly, it's been 3 solid years since I've had a day off in my life. You know, uh, even like the Evic show, that's work for me. The annual Evic show, I have fun. I'm glad I love my job and I love the things I get to do, but it's work. Um, and I'm burnout. I am so burnout, and I make those posts and I joke a lot about um, just about the work. And oh, here I am at 3 o'clock in the morning in the candle shop, or here I am at 5 in the morning flying. At 53 years old, no matter who you are, that takes its toll on you. There's no way around it. It takes its toll on you. So I'm burnt. Also, in the last 2 years, I'm going to say this jokingly, but uh, the incredible amount of people that I have personally lost, and most of my friends have lost. It appears sometimes that I have more dead friends in my phone than I have living friends, and so you're there at the what I guess the term's over the hill, right? You start thinking, how many days do I have left? And I'm not the healthiest guy in the entire world by any means. I live the rock and roll lifestyle 100%. Uh, I don't take care of myself the way I should. I try. I try very hard. And it's also hard when you're on the road and on the go all the time. And by the time you think you want to eat dinner or something like that, everything that could be healthy is closed, and you find yourself in the Taco Bell drive-through just because you have to have something to eat, right? Uh, so there's a lot of life that I want to live, and for I felt this way for the last couple of years. Uh, but the most important thing to me was, um, in this particular store, was Janet and Alex and uh, Tina and both of my children that work here and rely on this place to pay them. Um, the weight of that is tremendous. The weight of that. And to be honest with you, all personally, even though I say there's not financial problems in the entire business, the online does well, the Myrtle Beach store is doing well. The Manassas store has not supported itself for quite a while. And now I find myself personally, not just business, but personally, I've found myself now uh, almost $250,000 in debt to keep this particular store open. Uh, so I'm at the point now where I just can't do that anymore. There's no more money for me to give if we're in a problem or we have trouble or something like that. I've put my own personal life in an incredibly terrible financial situation. Um, I hate to admit that, but I did it. I did it to keep the paychecks coming for other people, and I hope that there's some grace in that, or some. I hope whatever powers that be find that somewhat admirable enough to throw me a bone to dig out of that hole. So the Myrtle Beach store continues to do better, even in the off season. Even in the off season last year, Myrtle Beach store did better almost every single day than the Manassas store. Um, all of this suddenly is strangely harder to talk about than I thought. I had a whole plan. Um, Old Town Manassas has been great. It's been amazing. The experiences I've had, the feeling of being uh, part of this community instead of just being a guy from this town, but feel like I was part of it, and for a long time, feeling like I was part of making it better or more fun or being a positive experience in this town. That was exciting, and it's still exciting. Um, but the one big lesson I've come to learn about these businesses down here in Old Town is the product's great, but you're selling people. Um, when me and Darren and Sarah first started this, and one of the three of us was always in here, one of the owners was in here. That's what this is about down here. Um, no one is getting rich in a small town locally owned store. To do this is to survive. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you say. It's a 1 in a million shot that you become Sam Walton, who was just a local drugstore that did what he did, or the guy that owns Guitar Center. And all the people that hate those guys, I'm proud of them. They're the inspiration, right? You, they were no different than anybody. They were local once. It's like that T-shirt that I sell that says, "Don't forget your favorite band was once a local band too. Support local music." Um, you know, Sam Walton was just a guy in Arkansas with a small little drugstore, and he just found a better way. The guy that owned Guitar Center, a lot of people see these guys as putting the mom and pops out of business. But if you were the mom and pop and had the opportunities and the know-how, you would have done the same thing they did. That's succeeding in business. It's the local customers that choose to not go. You can't get mad that the Walmart's there. It's the customers that go there that stop going to the local business. The anger is driven to the wrong people. Oh, I hate Walmart. Well, then don't go there. Don't be. If the people didn't go there, then it would close. I see tons of, you don't see it online, but I see tons of closed Walmarts, because they put them up, and then some towns don't don't buy into it, and you never see any of that on the news. But I see it the way I travel. And so anytime everyone complains about the big box stores, you got it all wrong. It's your local community that's causing the problems because they're choosing to go to the Walmart instead of your local shop. Uh, just think about that. It's funny how that works, if you ask me. But the point that I'm making about being down here is these businesses in these small towns only really work financially if they're run by the owners, not a staff. Because if you have a bad week, you don't you just don't pay yourself. Uh, but if you have an employee, you have to pay them. And then next thing you know, you're selling your prize guitars and your favorite amps that you swore you were never going to get rid of. Uh, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud that I've gone 10 years and made sure that not one single person. At one point, when me and Darren were at the warehouse after Sarah had left, and we had 3 stores in the warehouse, we had 30 some employees, and we made sure every day they got paid. And to this day, no one No one has missed a paycheck. Um, it's something small, but it's something I'm proud of. But as I said, at this point, um, it's a detriment to my own financial uh, situation, and I let that hole dig deeper and deeper and deeper. But it's because of the way I have had to run this business for not being here. It's because I've had to staff it with multiple employees. Um, so it's all on me. The whole thing's on me. Uh, I don't blame the slower business on anything other than um, the world's changing. It's hard to learn how to market. Even social media, you can't market social with social media anymore. It unless you pay for the ads. It's you the amount of money you have to spend to be successful in retail is, is tremendous. And with the Myrtle Beach store, if any of you guys have ever been there, it just has a there's a community of shoppers that are there that will always be there. Foot traffic is what you call it, and I have an incredible staff down there. It doesn't feel like a local mom and pop store. It's a different thing down in Myrtle Beach, and that's why it has the potential to be incredibly successful. And part of my choice to close the doors here is that that has we've never been able to focus our full attention on that, and that's the winning horse. It's always been the winning horse, and we've always known it's been the horse to bet on. Uh, and now I have to do that. I have to find a way to focus and make that store a superstar that it has the potential of being. If any of you guys have ever been there, it's stunning. It's beautiful. I walk in there and I don't even understand that it's mine. Because it's so cool and so pro, and but it still feels like this. It feels and it's painted and looks just like the Manassas store. So moving forward about all of this, you know, uh, you're the horse. That's funny. Um, you know, it, well, so it says, sorry to see you have to close your store. You have a loyal customers that will always find a way to buy your products. Yeah, uh, I do have loyal customers, and I'm online and I started online. Many and most of those loyal customers are not here in Virginia. The brutal truth is if I did have as many loyal customers as people think I did, I might not be in this situation. Um, it's funny. Um, I relate that to a story that I talk about with local musicians um, and their fans. As your store or your as your band gets popular, and let me tell this story, and maybe you can relate it to the store. As your band starts to get popular, your original loyal fans always there's nowhere every band in the world has gone through this. Your original loyal fans start to feel a little slighted that maybe you're paying attention to newer fans you're making, and you as a musician are panicking because you want to make everyone happy. You want to keep the original fans, you want to make the new fans happy, and you want to pack places. And the more you pack places, the more popular you get. And then what happens when let's just say you're at that level where you're in a 250 seat club. We're going to make it small. You're playing 250 seat clubs, and you're putting 250 people in there a night. And then your original supporters and followers start to get this attitude: he doesn't need us anymore. We were there at the beginning. And then you'll get messages. You wouldn't even notice if I wasn't there. That's the most famous thing in a local band on its way to town. You call your friend, hey, are you coming tonight? Oh, it's going to be packed. You won't even notice I'm not there. Well, if 100 of you think that, then it's not packed. But everyone starts to think that at the same time. Uh, it's inevitable. That's what happens. It's a weird thing. You won't even notice us. You have your new fans, but everyone counts. Every single person counts, and that I think that happens here at the store. There's so many people that think that we have this giant loyal fan base that they don't think about it. You know, I have to laugh at the. I don't mean to call everyone out. I'm just being honest with you guys. I have to laugh at the amount of people that tell me Shining Soul is the only candle they use. And then I see they post pictures in their house and there's a Bath and Body Works candle or there's something else. I mean, it's countless. People look me right in the face and I'm the only candle you burn. And then I'll say, oh, I'll call it out. Look at that. And oh, someone gave it to me. It's always someone gave it to me. It was a gift or whatever, right? But I look around and I don't see any Shining Soul candles in the picture, even, and it doesn't bother me, but even at Thanksgiving this year, my nephew Ben was burning some other candle and they've been super loyal to me. And they're my family, they're my blood, but they were burning some other candle and it's big business. And candles are everywhere, and you can buy candles at Walmart, and you can buy candles at you probably buy a candle at 7-Eleven now, for all I know. And that's not to say I don't have loyal customers. I do, and I also don't expect that everyone only burns Shining Soul candles. I don't expect that. My point is that people will say it to my face, and 30 minutes later, they post a picture of them cooking dinner in their house, and there's a Yankee candle in the picture. And it's amazing. So if I had the loyalty that everyone thinks I had locally, then I probably wouldn't be in this position. But a lot of people think everyone goes here, and clearly they don't. But I could push through. I could push through, but there's so many things. I'm going to say it one more time. There's so many things in life that I want to do, and times pass me by, and every day it's almost like a heart attack that I'm not going to see the pyramids. It's one of the things I want to do. I have this incredible want and urge, despite the fact that I play all these giant outdoor sheds and arenas and stuff with Brett. I have this giant want to take my acoustic guitar and go to Europe and do an acoustic pub tour of England, Scotland, Ireland, and sit in those old pubs and just sing to those people. Like it's burning at me to do that and experience that. And that's something that's new to me that I've never really wanted to do that. So the other thing is Manassas in general. I'm born and raised in Manassas. And to be as successful as I've become in the music business without leaving this town is pretty substantial. I'm the luckiest guy on the planet to have gotten as far as I got without having to slum it out in Los Angeles or New York. However, I spent an enormous amount of my younger years in New York, but I still always resided here. And I think anyone watching by now knows that, in the first year we were open, I got the Man of the Year award. We got the Best New Business award. Every single year that we've been open, I've got the Virginia Living Best Gift Shop award. One year we came in second, but we received this every time. But the more I've been in business and the more I've actually grown. You don't think you can love your hometown anymore, and then you learn to love it more, and you meet these amazing people. The cast of characters down here when we first opened is was amazing. Uh, Tone that owned Popcorn Monkey, and Miguel, Chris Sellers. I mean, if you ever get the fortune to spend some time with Chris Sellers, he's so alive. He's a rock star in his own right. He owns CJ Finn's and Loom, and Miguel owns Zandra's, and there's Joanne across the street that has been here forever. Um, it's a phone. Hold on one second. We're live as it gets. I have to hand Janet the phone. um, it's been an amazing 10 years, man. Meeting so many people and reconnecting with people that so many people. It's been amazing. And then you start to think, as a retailer in Manassas, I'm sitting here thinking, how can I get the people of Manassas to spend their money? And as I get older with everything in my life, I feel the opposite. Now my feeling is, what can I do to get more people to know about Manassas? What can I do to bring more people to Manassas and them spend their money and help our economy? And I think that at this point in my life, I'm best suited, and the most justice and most service I can do to our hometown is to stay out there on the road and play my ass off every night. And I don't know if there's anyone from Manassas watching, anyone that listens to any podcast I do or sees me out on stage with that guitar. And the guitar, I talk about it a lot because I made it as a talking point. I want people to come up to me and say, what was that guitar? And then I tell them about our hometown, and then people come to visit. I think that I've done a substantial job at bringing commerce to this town, not just to Shining Soul, but with all the fans of my music and all the friends. Everybody knows that I have people from as far away as Seattle and Key West, and even into Canada and Mexico, that fly to see me perform sometimes. And when they get here, they spend 3 days here, and so that's 9 times probably they eat lunch or dinner and breakfast, and they go shopping or even just get gas. I am better to serve Manassas out there, pointing this direction, Manassas this way, than sitting inside Manassas saying, please come to me. And that's the point I'm at in my life. I'm so proud of the town. I'm so happy where I come from. I always dreamed of being John Cougar and Bon Jovi, those hometown guys, and so that's where I'm best suited to do that. But Shining Soul, the brand carries on. It was the brand carries on, and we'll see what we're gonna do about maybe stocking some candles down here downtown. But they're online, and I already spoke to Darren. And for those that may want to order them online and still get local pickup, perhaps we'll have a drop off at Black Metal Mercantile, where you can, instead of picking shipping, you can still just come downtown and pick them up. I think that's probably one of the things we're going to do, but it's all a good thing, and it's all moving forward. And I appreciate 10 years of support through some of the weirdest times in American history. Again, I'm choosing to do this. I don't have to do this. I could keep going down here. And who knows, maybe after I dig myself out of the financial rut that is making me so miserable and so awful and so the anxiety. Maybe I'll start again. Maybe I'll put another shop in um, somewhere. I don't know. I mean, uh, the Brett Michaels thing would have to slow down. I would have to know for sure that that slowed down because the road is the road and this are just I just can't do it. I can't do it. But everyone, yes, I'll say this: everybody asked, "What can we do to help? What can we do to help?" I mean, the help is buying the candles, telling other people to buy the candles, helping me spread the word. Uh, when we started this, it spread like wildfire, and then it stops, and it's been really hard fan base growth. Collecting more fans has been incredibly hard, and right now the economy, I don't care. Everyone says the economy is not in a great place, and candles, you don't need candles. You don't need candles, and they're expensive. Like $30 is what I have to charge for that large candle. And if you're choosing between that or uh, eggs and bread, you have to choose eggs and bread. I get it. I get it. It's not a necessity, and uh, you know, but what can you do to help? It's interesting. I'm grateful people ask that. I'm grateful. Uh, my sister actually offered, and if she's watching this, I'm not insulting you, Beta. I'm not insulting you. Uh, I see you, Darren Blevins. I am doing a rock show. Um, yes, Blaine, bring the bottle. Bring it over. Um, what was I saying? Oh, my sister had said, "Can we start a GoFundMe to save the store?" Her heart's in the right place, but buying the candles, the candles is what saves the store. Why would someone give me money for nothing? Buy the candle, and that way you get something for your money and support the store. Uh, that's all there is to this. Uh, if anyone out there is really trying to help, I just need to people to go online and and buy candles, and that's ridiculous. You don't need them. It's a whole different perspective than I thought earlier, and the world's different. But that's it. Uh, I love all of you guys. I love Manassas. I will continue to be as much part of Manassas as I can, but I'm going to die at this pace. I need I need to slow down, and that's not a joke. I'm going to die at this pace, uh, which sucks because that becomes humanity, and that becomes facing mortality, and that becomes uh, you know uh, as a male, you don't want to face that you're going back down the hill. All that stuff, and the term "over the hill" never even made sense to me. I was like, "What the fuck does that mean? That's stupid." And now it makes a little bit more sense to me. Going back down that hill, when you spend your life trying to be a man, and then you realize that your manliest moments have already happened, and it's an awful mental experience for someone like me, whose ego is gigantic. And again, I bring it up all the time. If you believe in astrology, I'm a Leo, and I'm everything that a Leo is. And I still want to be. I still want to look like a superstar to my kids, and I want to be an influence and an inspiration to my children and everybody else. But I just can't go at the speed anymore. Um, and this is sad. Like, I don't even want to end the YouTube because I feel like this is a strange official goodbye, and it's just not. The store's still open. In fact, I'm going to put it right here. anyone watching today who wants to help and hasn't already bought candles in a while, uh, I've you just use the code YouTube on checkout, and it's 20% off anything. Anybody that watches this stream uh, all the way to this far, you have 20% off your sale. And that's all I can say is everybody that talks about how can they help spread the word. This isn't over. This is this is just a different step in a different direction, and is going to let me focus on things. That's more the point. I'm going to get to focus with some extra time on new products, better ideas, and getting the word out. And the products are still available. And I'm asking every single one of you guys to just remember that we're here, and remember that what it really does mean to support local business. So when you're in Walmart and you go, "Oh, this candle's only $10," just remember you're also the guy that will walk down here and say, I support local business. I don't want to go to Walmart." But you do go, you know, uh, just remember that. And that doesn't mean for me, that means for everybody. That means for black metal, and that means for Lux and Popcorn Monkey and Totally Vintage and Calico Jacks and any small business in any small town, anywhere you are. Um, put your money where your mouth is. That may sound arrogant, but it's not. It's the truth. Put your money where your mouth is and show the sport. And let me be clear. I know I have the support. I have tons of people that support. I'm not talking directly to every single one of you. I'm not calling you guys out. I'm not saying you're not supportive. Anyone that's on this chat room is diehard supporters, and you guys have kept kept us alive. Uh, but now I need to dig out of a hole, a gigantic hole. So any birthday gift, Christmas gift, wedding gift, anything you can, just think about us and Shining Soul, and help me keep going the best I can. So I love HMI down here. The new people at HMI, well, not new, but Lisa and Milena are amazing. Darren's there now doing his thing. Um, and there's no hate. That's all. Uh, there's no hate. Mark Olson's one of my great friends. Mark Kovaleski's a great friend. Patrick Small, I love him to death. Sometimes there's some division down here between all these people, and I don't have that. I love everybody. I truly love everyone down here, and have had nothing but amazing memories and times, and want to continue to have more of those. So, one more time, there's no problems. There's no anger. There's zero anger. In fact, there is a relief on me that I haven't felt in a long, long time. Um, and I just hope that anyone that ever came in the store has a memory, not just that they bought a candle. I hope that one of us said something that made you laugh, or told you a story you thought was funny, or you said something to us, or you played with boba, or I just hope that anyone that's ever walked through these doors had some kind of positive and good experience, and something that it'll live forever in our memories. This store lives forever in our memories. And and that's it. I don't know when I'm going to close the doors, but my thought is January 30th. I think that would be the last day, which sucks because I thought about trying to make it to the Super Bowl, the big event we do down here. But the last day of the month sounds like the right thing to do. But I don't have any answers yet. We're still in talks with the landlord. We're in talks with people that want to take over the building, and trying to figure things out. But you guys have been great, and everybody that's ever worked for me or Darren or Sarah uh, have all been great and have been an amazing part of my life and a memory that I will never, ever forget. And I'm grateful for every second of every part of this. And that's it. And it's also not your guys' job to dig me out of this hole. But everyone asks, what can we do to help? that's what to do to help. So, share the light, right? we'll stay online. We'll stay in Myrtle Beach, and we'll kick ass. And thank you guys for everything. Thank you so much. I'm going to hit the end right now and actually go back and continue to make candles because we have a bunch of online sales I got to fulfill. Remember, if you're on this watching this, you have your special YouTube, capital Y, YouTube is your special code to get 20% off your sales to help support. And you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I don't know that there's anything else to say. You guys are awesome. And it's been a hell of a ride. You guys have a great day. I didn't say anything I wanted to say.